Tensions escalated during the ongoing South African Commission proceedings after Justice Madlanga publicly criticized Mogotsi's medical certificate as insufficient to justify his absence. The controversy has sparked nationwide debate about accountability, transparency, and procedural fairness. While Madlanga raised concerns about the credibility and adequacy of the documentation, Mogotsi later provided a detailed explanation of his illness, reaffirming his commitment to cooperate with the Commission. The incident has ignited strong public reaction, highlighting broader frustrations about governance and delays in high-profile inquiries in South Africa. Here's what happened, the legal implications, and how South Africans are reacting. Please kindly subscribe, like, and comment your opinion.
We are not going to sit here and continue receiving useless medical certificates like the last one was and like yours appears to be. Having said that, let me hear you, Mr. Mogotsi. And unfortunately, anyway, whatever we make of this medical certificate, we cannot hear your testimony today, and that is because we have another witness scheduled for today. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to comment on your own medical certificate, which I say is useless because all it says is medical condition? What on earth is that?
Thank you, Commissioners. I really have to apologize and reiterate, Commissioners, I have been very consistent throughout the preparations all the time before the Commission. And coming back from Cape Town, since Friday, I was not okay. Like you say, confidentiality of the illness, but mine, I just had a lot of pressure, more like a diarrhea. I was so sick. I'm still not well, but I thought because if for the Commission's information, throughout the engagement, it is me who suggested that day to the evidence leader.
At the center of the controversy is Mogotsi's failure to attend proceedings on Monday, citing illness as the reason. His absence prompted scrutiny from Madlanga, who questioned the adequacy and credibility of the medical certificate provided. The certificate, reportedly brief and lacking detailed clinical information, did not convince Madlanga that Mogotsi's absence was sufficiently justified. According to observers in the Commission, the frustration stemmed not only from the document itself, but from what was perceived as a pattern of delays that have slowed the process. However, Mogotsi has since provided further explanation to the Commission regarding his illness. In his detailed account, he outlined the nature of his medical condition, the symptoms he was experiencing at the time, and the medical advice he received that prevented him from attending the proceedings. Mogotsi explained that his condition was sudden and severe enough to make physical attendance medically inadvisable. He clarified that the certificate, though concise, was issued by a qualified medical practitioner and was meant to confirm his unfitness to attend work-related obligations for that specific day. Mogotsi further emphasized that there was no intention to undermine or disrespect the Commission. He stated that his absence was unavoidable and that he remains committed to cooperating fully with the process. His additional explanation included timelines of when he sought medical attention, what treatment he received, and why travel or prolonged sitting during the proceedings would have worsened his condition. He reportedly expressed regret for any inconvenience caused and reassured the Commission of his willingness to appear once medically cleared. Madlanga's dissatisfaction appears rooted in concerns about procedural integrity. In high-stakes commissions, attendance is critical, and medical excuses are often scrutinized to prevent abuse of the system. From a legal standpoint, the adequacy of medical documentation can be crucial. Certificates that fail to clearly indicate incapacity, duration of illness, and medical assessment may be viewed as insufficient. Madlanga's strong reaction may therefore reflect a broader concern about ensuring that the Commission's work proceeds without unnecessary interruption. The situation has stirred strong reactions across South Africa. On social media platforms, opinions have been sharply divided. Some South Africans have supported Madlanga's firm stance, arguing that public officials and witnesses must be held to the highest standards of accountability. Many expressed frustration with what they perceive as repeated delays in important inquiries, saying that strict scrutiny of medical excuses is necessary to prevent stalling tactics. For this group, Madlanga's comments signal seriousness and commitment to transparency. Others, however, have defended Mogotsi, pointing out that illness is a legitimate and sometimes unpredictable circumstance. They argue that questioning a medical certificate too harshly risks undermining respect for medical professionals. Some commentators have cautioned against creating a climate where individuals feel compelled to disclose sensitive medical details publicly just to prove they were genuinely unwell. These voices emphasize compassion and the understanding that health challenges can affect anyone, regardless of their public role. Legal analysts in South Africa have also weighed in, noting that commissions must strike a delicate balance between firmness and fairness. While it is essential to guard against potential abuse of medical documentation, it is equally important not to set unrealistic standards that make compliance unnecessarily burdensome. Some have suggested that clearer guidelines on the format and detail required in medical certificates for official proceedings could help avoid similar disputes in the future. The broader public sentiment appears to reflect deeper frustrations about governance and accountability in the country. Many South Africans are weary of delays in high-profile matters and are sensitive to any sign that proceedings may be stalled. At the same time, there is widespread recognition of the importance of due process and humane treatment. Ultimately, the Commission will have to assess Mogotsi's additional explanation and determine whether it satisfies the requirements for a valid excuse. The episode serves as a reminder of how even procedural issues, such as a medical certificate, can become flashpoints in a climate where public trust is closely tied to perceptions of fairness and efficiency. As the matter unfolds, South Africans will be watching closely not only to see whether Mogotsi returns to testify, but also to observe how the Commission balances accountability with empathy. In a country striving to strengthen its institutions, moments like these carry weight far beyond a single missed appearance.